BB851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Emirates has in the past week secured a major bailout worth some US $2 billion from the Dubai government. Something that, as I'll discuss in this video, the airline has been looking for a long time. They were looking for such a thing in order to not only continue flying at a stable, but also in addition to ensure that they keep their employees on as well. The airline only recently finally brought back the Airbus A380 to their operations, and with this costing a significant amount of money, it was important that this bailout came through. The A380s are, if you were unaware, simply part of the identity with Emirates, operating over 100 of the type, and for them not to be featuring, it would deal a big blow to the airline for such a long period of time. So long as they can operate the type with a solid load and not be losing money, it's something the airline was always going to look to do as soon as possible, even with a global pandemic currently ongoing. In an interview with Flight Global, which will be linked below, the president of the airline, Tim Clark, said, "Slowly but surely, we are trying to get ourselves back in. The golden rule is that no operation is allowed to go below the cash operating costs because we're trying to contain the outflow of cash." Emirates has been making other appropriate changes to their operations, with the airline noting only last month that it'd be having to cut some 9,000 total positions due to the global pandemic. A bailout further helps save jobs. However, it does not mean that all jobs will remain, and that's the unfortunate reality of the situation unfolding. Bailout money can also go to various different other locations. One that you may have seen be noted of late is the costs for the airlines to help maintain their aircraft that are currently being grounded and parked up at airports and deserts around the world, which for an airline like that of Emirates is quite a significant amount, and especially as they only operate wide-body jets. On top of various changes to the employees at the business, Emirates has also been assessing future aircraft orders, with the carrier delaying their 777X deliveries through to 2022, and now actively looking to switch some orders for the type to the Boeing 787 series, which as we know is smaller. However, as I discussed in an earlier video as well, this has been more tricky than easy for the airline than maybe they first imagined, given difficulties with what Boeing wants also being taken into consideration. This is to get their latest wide-body, the 777X, out to customers despite the heavy delays it has faced as soon as possible. And with Emirates now wanting to swap orders, it's not the best thing possible for them. Clark further went on to say, "We'll probably need cash from the shareholder sooner rather than later. The shareholder Dubai needs the airline. It's critical to its existence. So they're going to have to step up in the short term to help us out, which they will do, no doubt. Then we'll get through it and we'll start putting cash back on our balance sheet." This point is something I'd like to dive into briefly before concluding this video. Often we look at how airlines play a big role in tourism and more, but very rarely at how big a role they can play in helping a government. For Emirates, they are crucial to Dubai and the United Arab Emirates. This means essentially Emirates cannot fail, so the Dubai government will be doing everything in their power to help the airline stay afloat, as the way it does impact the economy is beyond words. Back to those industries and the impact Emirates has. The overall global footprint that Emirates has had helps various industries that you might not even think about, to just the simple routine ones like I mentioned earlier, the travel and tourism sector, which is boosted heavily thanks to the existence of Emirates. If you have any thoughts on the news coming out in recent weeks, do not hesitate to let me know, and as always, thanks very much for the continued support. I will see you all in the next video.